What's the best Spider-Man movie? Well, I haven't seen all the movies, so I can't say for sure, but I've seen The Amazing Spider-Man and I liked it. That cat is actually really cute. I thought this was a dog at first, but it's a cat. I don't think I would freak out too much either. It's probably a baby raccoon or something anyways. No. No 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 no. Meow. LOL, same here, man. Freaking out a little. I want to pet that cat. Oh my goodness, that sloth looks like it's melting.
Neuro-Sama collaborate. I'm mad because I saw people spamming about me in her chat and it made me embarrassed.
No, I'm not freaking out at
in her
all.
chat. That's embarrassing. And I saw a clip of her and she said, "Who? Fauna? I don't know her." Which is fair. She shouldn't know me. But I'm embarrassed now. Because people are spamming. Don't do that. I know she's not a real person to bother, but maybe other people in the chat will be annoyed. And then I'll be embarrassed. Because my name is associated. She watched my clip? Really? What?
Okay, good, just keep it cool,
She
everyone.
probably hates me now, exactly. Oh my god, I didn't know she watched my clip. I'm embarrassed.
That's kind of funny.
Now. She hates me. She
I'll
thinks
say the
I'm
least hot.
lame.
feel so bad for him, lol.
I've said it before, like I do talk about streamers I watch sometimes, but I do it purely from the perspective of a fan. Like, that's all. I'm not trying to collab. I'm not trying to get them to notice me. Senpai, oh whoa. I'm not trying that. I'm just talking to you guys. We're all just fans together. I don't need anybody to...
Oh my. Ha. Well, that was definitely unexpected.
To spam my name in anybody else's chat. In fact, I really
I figured it out.
Don't. Please do not bother other people.
Do you want to collab with Fauna? Of course I want to collaborate with her. I think she's fantastic. It looks really realistic though.
Don't do it. You're gonna fall. You're gonna...
A few days ago, NASA crashed a satellite into an asteroid in an attempt to change its direction.
That's cool, but wouldn't it be cool if the robotic arm was a real person?
The goal is to see if we have the ability to stop dangerous asteroids from crashing into Earth. It will take some time to know if this experiment worked or not.
This building right here is the Army Recruitment Center.
Hello, are you taking recruitments? May I recruit, please? Where are you from? England. Brighton. Nope. So I can't join.
That looks pretty cool. That looks really real. Impressive. But why is he wearing a hat when he's an engineer? Also, why does he say you support people on Patreon when he's basically saying go join the army? Why?
Why don't you join?
Oh, I'm busy.
I bet this arm can't beat Kevin DeYoung's arm.
This person made an incredibly realistic robotic arm. There's a program that teaches your dog how to behave and gives out treats when the dog does it correctly.
Son? Good boy!
Because it's so safe in Denmark, it's totally normal to leave your baby outside and unattended. Health officials in Denmark even recommend that babies should nap outside to get the benefits of fresh air. So it's totally normal for parents to leave their babies outside while they go shopping or go into a restaurant.
It looks kind of creepy it's moving like that.
Florida was just hit by a hurricane, and this is a time-lapse video showing how quickly the storm surge rushed in.
That person that built that is such genius.
One of my subscribers moved their car into the living room to save it from being destroyed by the hurricane in Florida. I'm pretty sure that is incorrect, but nice try. It won't let me play the video, though, for some reason. Oh well. That is the end of this video. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys again very, very soon.
So get ready for 20 optical illusions that confuse the smartest people. Well, that doesn't seem confusing at all to me. Oh, I get it.
Let's see the next one.
Anyway, take a look around. Your eyes focus on something, your brain processes it, and you understand what you're looking at. Easy peasy.
I don't want to die.
But the optical illusions you're about to see will prove that your eyes, along with your brain, can easily trick you. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell to join us on the bright side. Today's challenge consists of 20 optical illusions, each with a question. You'll have 5 seconds to study the image and figure out the answer. Some of them will even give you some insight into your personality. For example, number 1. What's the first thing you see in this picture?
I see.
If the first thing you noticed was a dog's head, you're most likely
Well,
a
it's just an
sociable,
illusion.
lively, and extroverted
Okay.
person. You don't get easily irritated by others. You're friendly and caring. And if you saw two cats touching
I thought this
tails
was
with a
gonna be
little
trippy,
heart
but
floating
this isn't
between
even
them,
trippy for me.
you're very intelligent and a little more on the introverted side. At the same time, you're open-minded and sensitive.
Yeah, okay.
2. How is
I
this
guess.
image changing?
And yeah, I saw
If you look at this picture for at least
okay,
5
bye guys,
seconds,
see you later.
you'll see that the pattern seems to be
bye.
moving clockwise. Now
Haha,
put
this
it in
looks
your
like one of those
peripherals.
optical illusion
It'll start
quizzes
rotating
that everyone
faster.
takes on social media.
But the image is as motionless as it gets. Number 3. Are these circles still? After having one look at this optical illusion, most people say that the circles are moving in different directions. Others need a bit more time. If you move your head
I'm
from
so
side to
confused
side,
right now,
you might even get a
LOL.
little dizzy.
Yeah, I can't figure these illusions out at all.
Whoa, careful now. Of course, in reality, the
that's
circles
okay.
don't actually move. Number 4. How many faces are there? Most people initially notice a girl in profile with her head turned toward the viewer's right. But if you look more attentively, you'll realize that you're seeing just one half of her face while the other is in darkness. Number 5. What's the first thing you notice in this image?
This is not real.
If the first thing that caught your eye was a goblet, you're a reserved and calm person. You don't need external sources of energy and motivation.
I feel
You're
like I'm
fine
either
in
in the
your
water
own
or
thoughts
trying
and
to get
world.
out of the water at the
However,
moment.
you tend to worry about minor
I'm freaking out so much.
details which can stop you from seeing the picture. And if you saw two people facing each other, you're more extroverted. You prefer to spend time among people, which is why it's so important to surround yourself with those who support you and bring positive energy to your life. You see the grand scheme of things, and don't get caught up in the little stuff. Number 6. What do you see in this picture?
It's weird
As
how
soon
it's
as you
still
look at this
working
image,
after so long.
you'll be convinced that those pink circles are dancing on the waves, almost like a flag blowing in the wind. But alas, this picture is completely motionless. Number 7. Is it really so obvious as it seems? At first glance, most people can't see anything but two trees leaning towards each other. Look closer, and you'll notice a girl with her back to the viewer. Number 8. Can you read between the lines? Hopefully, 5 seconds has been enough for you to spot the word love written across the image. It is indeed hard to read, since the letters blend so well into the background. Number 9. How many people do you see in this picture? You probably immediately noticed a black silhouette of a man's profile on the left. But what about the white negative space on the right? Yep, it's the same man's profile, just turned upside down. Number 10. Are these men the same
So,
size?
Are they the same size? Or not?
Almost anybody who looks at this image will be 100% convinced that the men's silhouettes are gradually getting bigger from the bottom to the top. However, that's just an optical illusion created with the help of divergent lines. All of the men are the same
oh, no,
exact
I'm not freaking out too much, but my eyes need to be focused on something else, lol.
AI is already all around you. It makes sure discounters are stocked with enough snacks, it serves you up just the right internet ad, and you may have even read a news story written entirely by a machine. Right now, we look at chatbots like
Ooh,
Siri
I don't know
and
if
laugh
I'm
at their
freaking out
primitive
or not,
simulated
but
emotions,
yes, definitely freak out
but
about
it's likely
robots
that we will
becoming
have to
conscious.
deal with beings that make it
This
hard to draw
channel
the
is
line
called
between real
Believe, by
and
the way.
simulated humanity. Are there any machines in
Yeah, but
existence
that's a
that
bit
deserve rights?
terrifying.
Most likely, not yet. But if they come, we are not prepared for it. Much of the philosophy of rights is ill-equipped to deal with the case of artificial intelligence. Most claims
I don't know about you guys, but I am freaking out a little bit.
for rights, whether human or animal, are centered around the question of consciousness. Unfortunately, nobody knows what consciousness is. Some think that it's immaterial, others say it's a state of matter like gas or liquid. Regardless of the precise definition, we have an intuitive knowledge
Those
of consciousness
concepts are
because
strange
we
to me
experience
because I
it.
don't think any computer
We're aware
can be
of
conscious.
ourselves and our
But I guess
surroundings
technically,
and know
if they're
what
like super
unconsciousness
advanced
feels
machines,
like.
I think they can.
Some neuroscientists believe that any sufficiently advanced system can generate consciousness. So if your toaster's hardware was powerful enough, it may become self-aware.
Oh no, I'm
If
freaking
it
out
does,
too much screen.
would it deserve rights?
Yeah, I mean people are already freaking out about robots becoming conscious, so I don't think it's gonna make much of a difference if robots become conscious or not.
Well, not so fast. Would what we
That's
define as
definitely gonna
rights
cause a lot
make
of
sense to
problems
it?
in the future.
Consciousness entitles beings to have rights because it gives a being the ability to suffer. It means the ability to not only feel pain, but to be aware of it. Robots don't suffer, and they probably won't unless we program them to.
Wait, so it's
Without
already
pain or
happening.
pleasure, there's no
Are we
preference,
really that
and
far
rights
along
are
into the
meaningless.
future?
Our
Okay,
human
just
rights
kidding,
are
that is
deeply
great.
tied to our own programming. For example, we dislike pain because our brains evolved to keep us alive, to stop us from touching a hot fire, or to make us run away from predators. So we came up with rights that protect us from infringements that cause us pain. Even more abstract rights, like freedom, are rooted in the way our brains are wired to detect what is fair and unfair. Would a toaster that is unable to move mind being locked in a cage? Would it mind being dismantled if it had no fear of death? Would it mind being insulted if it had no need for self-esteem? But what if we programmed a robot to feel pain and emotions? To prefer justice over injustice, pleasure over pain, and be aware of it? Would that make them sufficiently human? Many technologists believe that an explosion in technology will occur when artificial intelligence can learn and create their own artificial intelligences even smarter than themselves. At this point, the question of how robots are programmed will be largely out of our control. What if an artificial intelligence found it necessary to program the ability to feel pain, just as evolutionary biology found it necessary in most living creatures? Do robots
This guy
deserve
is
those
really
rights?
tripping out.
But maybe we should be less worried about the risk that super-intelligent robots pose to us, and more worried about the danger we pose to them. Our whole human identity is based on the idea of human exceptionalism, that we are special, unique snowflakes entitled to dominate the natural world. Humans have a history of denying that other beings are capable of suffering as they do. In the midst of the scientific revolution, René Descartes argued that animals were mere automata, robots if you will. As such, injuring a rabbit was about as morally repugnant as punching a stuffed animal. And many of the greatest crimes against humanity were justified by their perpetrators on the grounds that the victims were more animal than civilized human. Even more problematic is that we have an economic interest in denying robot rights.
When robots get
If we
rights,
can
we need to
coerce
think
a
about when
sentient
this
AI,
occurs.
possibly through programmed torture, into doing as we please, the economic potential is unlimited. We've done it before, after all. Violence has been used to force our fellow humans into working, and we've never had trouble coming up with ideological justifications. Slave owners argued that slavery benefited the slaves. It put a roof over their head and taught them Christianity. Men who were against women voting argued that it was in women's own interest to leave the hard decisions to
How
men.
on earth will anyone even know
Farmers
if a machine
argued that
has
looking after
consciousness or
animals
not?
and feeding them
Not to
justifies their
mention,
early
how would you
death for our
even know if
dietary
it's a machine
preferences.
in the first place?
If robots become sentient, there will be no shortage of arguments for those who say that they should remain without rights, especially from those who stand to profit from it. Artificial intelligence raises serious
hope
questions
you're all
about
doing
philosophical
fine.
boundaries. While we may ask if sentient robots are conscious or deserving of rights, it forces us to pose basic questions like, what makes us human? What makes us deserving of rights? Regardless of what we think, the question might need to be resolved in the
I'm
near
freaking
future.
out too much right
What
for
are we
this.
going to do if robots start demanding their own rights?
I'm not freaking out at all.
What can robots demanding rights teach us about ourselves?
Yeah, I guess
Our
it's
friends
possible,
at
but
Wisecrack
where
made
are
a
they
video
getting the
exploring
data?
this very question
That's
using
kind
the
of creepy,
philosophy of
LOL.
Westworld. Wisecrack dissects pop culture in a unique and philosophical way. Click here to check out their video and subscribe to their channel.
Ugh, who even thinks like this? Like, seriously.